My bad. Hello, sir. Can I interview you? Okay. First off, what's your name?
Michael.
Okay, Michael. Do you know what today's seminar is about?
I believe it's about the importance of good care and hygiene when it comes to mental health.
Yes, and it's also Suicide Awareness Month. Is there anything you wanted to take away from today's talk to apply to your own life, or just anything you wanted to know a little bit more about?
Well, I've dealt with suicide before, and it's not a pretty topic, and I think it's important to talk about it. And it's very nice to have that, spoken about. And no matter what is said, I just want there's awareness being spread about it.
Thank you so much. That was a great answer. And thank you for allowing me to interview you today. Hello, ma'am. Can I interview you today?
I didn't know I was going to do an interview. I thought I was just welcoming everyone to the Mind Health Shop Talk. Fall back to mental health. Okay. I guess I'm doing an interview. What's the interview?
Okay, first off, what's your name?
My name's Roxana Feenster. I'm the executive assistant at Black Mental Health Alliance.
Okay, and you know the topic of today's meeting. It's suicide, good health, and mental wealth.
No. It's fall back to mental health. It's suicide awareness and prevention.
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided that during this month, not only would we do a Twitter Spaces, we're going to have social media. We want people to be advocates and share out the images that we're sharing, quotes, and we're doing a whole Mind Health Shop Talk relaunch. And as you can see, we have food. Wait, we have Regina Webb, which is our Kaiser Permanente program manager for the Mind Health Shop Talk, which is an extension of Good Health right here. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes. I know you wanted to just introduce Regina and ask her some questions, the 20 questions you're about to ask me as well.
Alrighty. So the first thing is, can you introduce yourself again? I know she did, but could you?
Sure. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. My name is Regina Webb, program manager with the Kaiser Permanente Community Health Team.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about today's event?
Sure. Today is our monthly My Health Shop Talk in partnership with Black Mental Health Alliance. We partner with them to hold My Health Shop Talks on a monthly basis to talk about mental health issues that may be playing in our community and to really try to erase the stigma associated with mental health.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So you can start off by introducing yourself.
Hi, my name is Brenda Fletcher. I'm the owner of Cutz Beauty Salon. We've been in business since 1990, and we are still here, staying strong. I am here with Black Mental Health Alliance and at the Beer Garden in Baltimore, Maryland, on Packer Street. And we're here today to talk about suicide. I want to know all about suicide, what makes a person think about suicide, and what makes the person change their mind about suicide. So I gathered people here today so we can all learn about suicide, so we can have something to take home with us. I know that it's family, friends, and loved ones that we know that contemplate suicide. So we can help them with a word, with a phrase, even to bring them to another session so they can change their mind and so they can help their friends. And I can help my friends because sometimes people don't talk about it. Sometimes people they're thinking it, but they don't talk about it. And they want to talk about it, but they don't want to scare the person into backing away from them. So let's all come together today at the mental health session at the Big Garden so we can discuss suicide. So we all know one day if someone that needs help, we can help them. Thank you so much for taking time out just to listen to me talk. I'm nervous, but I'm keeping it strong. Thank you.
So, hello. What is your name and what do you do for Black Mental Health Alliance?
Michelle Maxwell, and I direct our resource and referral program and program manager for other activities.
Okay. And I wanted to know about how do you feel about today's event? Is there anything that you want to learn more about to apply to your own life?
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be in, and I enjoy being here with the women, the beautiful Black women who are joining us. And what does this make me want to do? Seeing these beautiful Black places and beautiful ones asking all these questions, I want to make certain that I'm doing what's necessary so that what I'm looking like what I want to look like on the outside, like these beautiful women, it's also the way I'm feeling on the inside. Does that make sense? Okay.
Okay. First, can I ask your name?
Sharonda,
Okay. And what made you want to come to today's event?
a friend of mine told me about it, so I said I'll go with it.
Okay. And is there anything you want to learn more about suicide and mental health today?
Something about mental health here. Mental health.
Alrighty. Thank you so much.
You welcome.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Donata Teagle. I'm with Healthcare. Healthcare and repair accident.
Alrighty. Thank you. So my first question is, what's your name?
My name is Kimberly Jones.
Okay. And what made you want to come to today's event?
I've been coming to events with the Black Mental Health Alliance for COVID, and I got so much good information. So I was excited when I saw that everything is coming back in person. That I can pass on to everyone.
Okay. And is there any information specific that you wanted to learn more about? Today's event is about suicide, so is there anything around that topic?
I think self-care and mental wellness, for me, that's needed in my family to learn some strategies and techniques on how to take care of women, especially how to take care of themselves.
Thank you so much for coming, and I'm glad to see you back today.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We'll get started in a few seconds. Just give us a couple of minutes. We have, we're very glad that you're back. You're joining us on Zoom and even in person. So just give us a couple seconds. As you can see, guys, we're glad we're back live. No, don't worry. We're about to introduce you. So, Ms. Andrea Brown, get us started.
So let me just tell you, we could not be more excited to have you here. And partly because we are here. This is our very first time being in person in 2 years. This is my first time ever in person at a Maienfels Shop Talk. And so we are, yes. I can't thank you enough for standing with us. For the past 2 years, you've showed up on Zoom, you've showed up on Facebook, and we know tonight is going to be no different, but we're doing a reset, a relaunch. So we're excited about what's to come. We're excited about our partnership with Kaiser. And you know, this is not new. This partnership is not new, but I have to tell you, it has changed the lives of Black people, Black children, and our communities. And so we could not ask for a better night. I have to tell you, guess where we are? I didn't get my hair cut here tonight, but she is bad. We're at Shortcuts with a longtime partner and friend. And so thank you, Brenda, for your generosity. Yes. Come and join us. Say hello. Hello. Talk about right on cue, right? So there are a couple of things. I'm going to introduce our partner here tonight, obviously Kaiser. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I do want you to sit tight. You do not want to miss you don't want to miss Maienfels Shop Talk tonight. So thank you again for being with us. I am going to introduce our partner, Dr. Cutz Beauty, who will join us and give a word from Kaiser Permanente. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy Tuesday and welcome again to our Maienfels Shop Talk relaunch. We are here in the shop, Shortcuts, located at 330 North Paca Street. Listen, if you're tuning in virtually, you want to come on down. We are in the beer garden. We're having a lovely time here in the space, in the salon. Again, I want to thank Ms. Brenda Fletcher, the owner and operator of this space. I am Dr. Warren, and I serve as Kaiser Permanente's program evaluation consultant for the Good Health and Great Care Initiative. I'm excited once again because we are in the shop after 2 long years of this pandemic. I know that we have been continuing to host our virtual program, but it feels good. It feels warm. It feels exciting to be in the safe space. Kaiser Permanente's Good Health and Great Care Initiative was launched once again in late 2016. So here we are, 6 years working with 6 shops local here in Baltimore City to deliver the best clinical services to persons who are underserved and under-resourced. And that's not it. We don't just stop at clinical services. We also offer social support services. We offer mind health, mental health support services, and it's a part of our total health care initiative. I'm excited about the conversation today with suicide prevention and suicide awareness. And I'm excited that we get to continue this partnership with Black Mental Health Alliance. This has been a long time coming. We ask that you will continue to stay engaged in the chat. We ask that those who are here with us locally on site, hanging out in the garden area, that they will also stay engaged in the conversation. Feel free to know that this is a safe space. We're talking about a challenging topic on today, but nonetheless, stay committed and stay engaged with us. And I'm, again, Dr. Warren.
Thank you so much, Dr. Warren. Look, I want to be fancy like her. I'm going to sit in the chair. But again, thank you so much. And thank you for reminding us why we're here, how important this month is, and all that kind of good stuff. A few housekeeping notes. You notice I don't usually do this, but I was bossed around, so I'm going to do it today. Everyone is muted with the exception of the panelists. We ask that you submit your questions. I know Dr. Warren has said that. Via the questions or via the chat. And there will be a question answer period. Don't leave. This is so important. We want you here. We need you here. Your voice is important. So please hang out with us today. Please submit them again via the Q&A. And I don't know that I introduced myself. For some odd reason, I thought you knew me, but I am Andrea Brown, the Executive Director for the Black Mental Health Alliance. And so that way it's no mistake. I don't work for the BSO. I'm not an artist. I'm none of those things. So again, we want to welcome you. But before we do that, I don't know that I even told you what our mission is. And so I think it's important to know we've been in existence almost 40 years. And part of why we're here is to develop, promote, and sponsor trusted, culturally relevant forums like this, trainings, and other opportunities to make sure that we support the health and well-being of the Black people in our community. So again, we welcome you. We are going to ask you and remind you there is a survey at the end, so we do want you to participate in the survey. There are some exciting things that we may be able to offer later. Shh, I can't tell you what they are yet. And then I have to tell you, I don't know if I should or I could, but we got a special guest with us. And so she has been a long time KP, she's retired now, but a long time KP ambassador, a good friend to the Black Mental Health Alliance and to you, and she is with us. I'm hoping to get her to say at least hello or something, but let's help me give it up for Miss Alma Roberts.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here tonight for several reasons. To see the program relaunch in person after such a strenuous 2.5 years of the pandemic, but also to see the strength of the partnership continue. And then finally, the topic. This is such a timely topic. I came out of my hiding place where I'm a full-time artist now to come and participate in this discussion. It is key to our community. It is key to the quality of life. And I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that this program has continued on. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown. Aren't you proud? We didn't know it. So again, thank you so much. But because it's such an important topic, and because we are in such a moment as a community, as people, I really want to go ahead and introduce our speaker for tonight, and you will not be disappointed. Mr. Sananda Edwards, born and raised in Baltimore, he is the author of The Extraordinary Mr. Nobody, A Beginner's Guide to Self-Healing, which uses life as a backdrop to guide readers through high school, college, and life with a particular focus on relationships, decision-making, and battling the stigma of mental health. You heard it, battling the stigma of mental health. Featured on blackenterprise.com, on NPR's Story Corps, where his story now lives in the Library of Congress. The brother is bad. And most recently in Voyage Baltimore magazine. Sananda is a community educator with over 25 years experience working with youth and adults with a master's degree in human services administration. He is the co-founder and director of community engagement of Above It All, a mental health program for youth ages 5 to 17. Formerly a Baltimore City public school teacher and a success coach with Elevate Baltimore, Sananda also currently serves as a co-collaborator with Cambio Group, an organization empowering schools, parents, and students to be their best selves with equity and inclusion at the forefront of their vision, as well as a fearless sports brand ambassador. Alongside other social impact makers, leading the way to build more hopeful, safe, empowered and galvanized communities in Baltimore and beyond. A king, a husband, a father of 2 boys, Sananda resides in Baltimore City and is oozing, absolute oozing with what we need tonight. So welcome, Sananda. Thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate it. Check his shirt out. He said it's cool to talk about mental health. So there
Always. So first and foremost, thank you so much, Andrea, for that amazing introduction. I am so excited, thrilled, elated to be, first of all, here this evening around such amazing company, people who are working so diligently to make sure that Baltimore City, its communities, its families, and beyond are getting the resources and the information that they need to be at their absolute best. This is a great night for us to finally, first of all, be out of this pandemic with regard to the shop talk. Excited to be here for. But with all that being said, I definitely want to say that some of the things that we are going to be discussing this evening are going to be sensitive, potentially triggering. So we definitely want you to be aware of it. We want you to be mindful of it. And whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you're okay, if you need to kind of step away for a minute, it's absolutely fine. Just make sure that you are taking care of yourself. We're actually going to put some information in the chat for you to get, because some resources in the chat for you to get in contact with if, again, we cover something that could be potentially triggering to you. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get into it.
Please,
if that's
please
okay.
do. I'm just hanging out.
Hey, just hang out, please. Look, I need the support.
Yes, you got it. I'm right here.
The first thing that really sticks out to me is bios, right? My biography, that introduction of myself. Some of the things that I'm super proud to have been a part of, and that I'm a part of currently. It's amazing, right? Your bio sticks out. It's literally the highlights of your life, the wonderful things that you've gone through and been a part of. But the interesting thing about bios is they don't always tell you the why. They don't always tell you the how. Why is it that you Sananda, why did you become an author? Sananda, why are you a co-founder of this mental health organization? And I think sometimes the why is just as important as what it is that you do, because it keeps you pushing, it keeps the passion flowing. And what it does is hopefully it allows people to hear what it is that you have to say. And not only hear what you have to say, figure out your own personal ways to begin or continue your healing process, and then hopefully be able to kind of reach out and potentially help others who are in need. This month being Suicide Awareness Month, Suicide Prevention Month, is extremely, extremely important to me personally. One of the reasons why it's so is because when I was 12 years old, my father committed suicide. And while that was a confusing time for me, while it was a time that really caused me to kind of sort of go into a shell, I think that coming out, or my healing process, being able to get jump started and generated is kind of what I think we all need. Let me just kind of break it down and give you an understanding of what I'm saying. For years, I blamed myself for my father's death. And I think that a lot of times that's exactly what we do. We take on ownership and accountability for things that we do not have control over, right? At the same time, we have to understand that the grieving process is a real one. It's one that has to be given the appropriate attention. We have to take the time to heal ourselves. And we have to also take the time to make sure that we're not accepting blame for things that are out of our control. That's the way it is, correct? So much. So what I want to do today, I want to kind of talk you all through portions of my healing process, not just personally and everything that I went through, but my hope and my goal is that you gain an understanding of
who you are just by using me kind of as a mirror, as a reflection of life, right? And there are 5 letters that I want you all to keep in mind, and I want you all to hold me accountable for. I want you to hold me accountable to you to making sure that we touch on these topics. First letter is E. The second letter is P. Third letter is M. Fourth letter is R. Last letter is S. Okay? E, P, M, R, S. E, P, M, R, S. First letter, E, stands for experience. Our experiences make us who we are, right? They make us who we are. Whether that's biological experience, meaning our DNA, the things that have been passed on to us, or literally our lived experience, the schools that we've gone to, the workplaces that we've had the pleasure of being a part of. Everything, it makes us who it is that we are. Now, when you're talking about biological experience, it's important for us to make sure that we are mindful of our biological experience. The fact that my father committed suicide means that I have the propensity to possibly do the same because it's in my DNA, biological. The fact that my mother also suffers from depression means that it's a possibility that those things are transferred into my DNA. And that's for all of us. When we have family members who are pushing to overcome mental health obstacles, we want to make sure we're taking care of them, but we absolutely want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves as well. So we do have to be mindful and aware of our family's history, what they've gone through, so that we can build ourselves up and put ourselves in the best position to overcome, again, these mental health obstacles. First letter E, experience, your experiences, biological. Now let's talk about the workplace. Let's talk about school. Let's talk about, I think next month, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be National Bullying Day. I'm not sure. I think next month is National Bullying Day. It's definitely mental health awareness, mental illness day. I think October, I want to say 15th is Bullying Day. Our experiences, our school experiences, all the things that make us, that are small kind of pieces to the puzzle of who it is that we are. These experiences impact how we live. They impact the decisions that we make. They impact the way we treat others, right? So again, we have to be mindful of our experiences. Let's go to that second letter. Letters P, process. Now, we're not going to go into the psychological meaning of process just yet. Let's go into naturally how we process. We have to be mindful, again, of the way we process things. Sometimes our bodies and our minds react a certain way because it's just the natural way we react to things. It's how our brain processes things, and it comes out either in how we feel, it comes out in the things that we say, it comes out in the way that we treat others, that ripple effect. So process, and I'm not talking about, again, the psychological processing, when we get a chance to figure out that therapy is important and meditating is great and yoga and all these things are amazing things for us. It's literally how our bodies and our minds initially process things. Sometimes we process things generally through the lens of our experience, what we've been through. We sometimes process things through the lens of what we were taught, what was passed on to us, whether it's from our parents, from our grandparents, uncle, auntie, grandma, grandpa. We process things through those lenses, and that makes it sometimes difficult to operate in a heightened level of understanding, a heightened level of mindfulness, but again, it's natural. It's how we respond, it's how we react. So that kind of understanding of process coming from experience and the way you process things then lends us to the biggest portion of this kind of map or picture that I'm painting. The third letter was M. That's mental health. Mental health. It's huge because obviously there's a stigma that goes along with the understandings of it. I absolutely have to take my hat off to the Black Mental Health Alliance, to Casa Permanente for the work that they're doing to make sure that mental health is becoming a norm. The word is being spoken. We are making sure that we are aligning ourselves with the resources that can reach those who may not have the understanding that their experiences and the way they are processing it is damaging them and then damaging those who they are closest to, right? So that mental health piece is extremely important. So again, you go from your experience to the process. Now you're in this mental health space. So generally what people do is, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to self-care. Take care of myself. I want to self-care. I'm going to do all the things necessary to make sure I'm good. I'm going to make sure that I'm speaking up a little bit more. I'm going to make sure that I'm setting boundaries for myself. I'm going to do everything I can to ensure I'm in a good mental health space. That's amazing. It's positive. It's good. It's exactly what you're supposed to do. But then sometimes what ends up happening is that initial burst to receive and be aligned with and be a part of a mental health experience starts to burn you out. You're trying to keep up with all your self-care. You're pushing to ensure you're doing the best things. You're putting the boundaries in place. But one of the things maybe you didn't do was the next letter in the process, the reflection piece. The reflection piece. That, to me, in my experience, was where therapy was important. That's where looking at the root causes of my hurt, looking at the root causes of my anger, understanding my experiences, figuring out why do I process things this way. Again, mental health is great. It's what we're thriving to do. We're ready to get to this place of mental wellness, and that's important. But we have to do it from, in my opinion, a root cause based jumping point. Because we don't want to put the self-care in place and then put the boundaries in place and not have a full understanding of why we're doing those things.
No questions. I just like the whole idea of why do I do the things that I do? Why am I responding to that?
It's funny, while you are swallowing, absolutely. It's interesting because I'm hoping you share later about, so all these things make sense, but how do you process that at 12, right? Yes. And then how, as a community, do we help you process that? And again, I want you to keep moving with your letters because I thought R was going to mean something else like relax. I did. Release. Okay, sorry, I'm not making light.
I love it.
But I love for us, and again, you keep flowing, but perhaps at your next water break, we get to talk about how we help folk process that at 12.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And again, to your point, and again, it's always about the knowledge base, the understanding of where that root cause is, and then that what are the solutions? How do we start to search for the things that are necessary to aid us again in our healing processes, and understanding who that touches, who it impacts, and things of that nature. So literally, we go from the reflection part to that last letter, S, EPMRS. And for me, the S is kind of searching for the serotonin. Serotonin is this chemical. Literally look up the formula for it. It's like lots of carbons, oxygens, hydrogens, and nice lot of stuff in serotonin. But what it does is it affects our mood. It affects our physical bodies. It affects the way we view things, our behaviors. It affects our digestion. It impacts so much. It's almost like a chemical that goes throughout our bodies and pushes us to be at our best. And again, that S is searching for that within ourselves. I think that we have to figure out, because when we talk again about mental health, and we talk about all the obstacles and different things that we have to overcome, we have to realize that there's nothing that we can kind of put out there that's going to work for everyone, right? We know it's not a cookie cutter type thing, which is why it's important for us to have that understanding of ourselves, know who we are, understand what our experiences are, understand how we process things. Because then as we're searching for that serotonin, we're searching for those things that can lift our mood, when we're searching for those things that allow us to be at our best, we personalize it. One of the things that I'm hearing a lot of, and I love hearing it, is that self-care is not selfish. Generally, one of the things that I'm starting to see in work and in outside relationships and things of that nature, you see that we're starting to take self-care and we're branding it as the just like these general things. I mentioned it before. We're talking about yoga, we're talking about meditation, which again are amazing. They are great if it works for you. I have a friend who started doing yoga. She's now at a point where she's certified in it and she's teaching it. Yoga worked for her. There are some people who yoga did not quite work for, right? So again, we have to get to a point where we're understanding that this is not mental health in general. It's not a cookie cutter thing with regards to solutions. We have to figure out what our what is it again that kind of releases the serotonin for us? Yeah, for us. What is it that does us good? When you're talking about young people, when you're talking about children, I think it's extremely important. Mainly because oftentimes we see, and this is something that we've seen for years and years and years, we see behaviors and then we kind of put those behaviors onto children. Well, they're doing this, they're not listening, they're angry, they're frustrated. And working with the young people that I work with, and we work with children right now ages 5 to 17. We'll be expanding again into an OMHC to help work with adults as well. But one of the things obviously that we find is that every behavior comes from a root cause. There is always a way to minimize behavior, but you can't do it without the therapist being involved. In our case, you can't do it honestly without parents being involved, because what that does is for young people, it gives them often the basis of what helps to solve their issues. And the basis of what helps to solve their issues is consistency, it's relationship building. I found that even in, and again, I'm going to kind of take a bit of a steer into suicide, because it's a topic that obviously is important. And the reality is our young people it's becoming more and more of an option for our young people.
Yeah, and we're seeing the numbers rise, especially in communities of color. We're seeing the numbers rise. So
we have to call a thing a thing. And again, I know one more time, we realize that we're talking about something sensitive. So please make sure that you're doing what you need to take care of yourself in this moment, in this space. Again, there's information for those who are in need of quick time resources to take care of you. We're going to do something that's a little bit different. I'm going to say the word as I've said it, suicide. I get everyone to say that word really quickly, suicide. And that's the cringe, that feel. It's something, again, that we have to get used to saying the word so that we can figure out ways to take it out as an option. If we're going to be afraid to say the word, if we're going to be kind of standoffish about the word, then a lot of times young people aren't going to reach out to us when they need us. So when we're having conversations with our young people, and the reality is this, when we're having conversations with our young people, you saying the word suicide does not just automatically drop the idea in their head. If you say the word suicide, it doesn't mean that, you know what, now that's a viable option for me. It's not the way it works. Generally, when people succumb to suicide, it's because for some period of time, they've dealt with burdens, they felt useless for some time. They feel as if no one would miss them if they were gone. They feel as if they can't carry on, right? And it's something that, again, we have to come around to the understanding that being more comfortable talking about the potential dangers of not healing in the places that we need to, when we're able to put a word to a thing, when we're able to have conversations about that thing, it helps to take that thing off the table because we're able to talk about it.
I love your notion, not to cut you off,
Please.
about putting a word to a thing, right? That's super powerful. And I don't know, and again, I'm gonna let you finish because you are totally flowing. And I don't know that we know how to do that as a community of people, right? So, because remember, for a long time, we said, Black people don't commit suicide, Black people don't do that. And now we see men and boys at an alarming rate with suicide completions, right? And so I love this notion around put a word to it. Show us, tell us.
Absolutely. Again, it's being okay saying words, right? Like you said, there was a statistic I saw from 2020. There are other experts in the room, please correct me. I think 2020 there were approximately 45,000 suicides. In the same year, there were 1.2 million attempted suicides. It's happening. The attempts are there. So in order to help people work through that feeling of I'm not enough, the pressure is too much, I'm not able to do it. First, we have to realize that those feelings generally have been there for some time. Oftentimes, it's not just one obstacle that has come up in a person's life and they make the decision to commit suicide. That's generally not it. I guess the best kind of cliche I could use is there is a straw that breaks the proverbial camel's back. There's this one thing. Also, I will say this. We have to also be a part of the looking at the signs, right? For suicide and just mental health obstacles and mental health, whether it's diagnoses or even those who have not been diagnosed yet, we have to be on the lookout for the signs that we see. Shifts in mood, behaviors being oddly different. You have that friend who always picks up their child on time, but then something starts to go wrong consistently. You see people who are, we talk about, going to a happy hour, having a quick drink and things like that. But then you start seeing those friends kind of leaning toward alcoholism and drug use more and more and more. It could be a mental health barrier or struggle. It could be thoughts, potentially, of suicide, especially again when you couple it with the verbiage of talking about suicide more, people literally talking about suicide more, or again, just those feelings of not feeling like they're enough, feeling like they're a burden to others. When you start hearing those dynamics within conversations, then it's time to start looking for ways those ways to heal.
No, thank you for that. One of the things that you said reminded me, poet and author, feminist, Audre Lorde. One of the things that she said years and years ago is that our silence will protect us. And so often people think about, I've got to tell my story, but also not just about telling your story, but the fact that when we're silent, right, it is not a safeguard for us. And so when you start talking about things to look for and look at, I think that's amazingly helpful.
Absolutely. And one thing, literally what you just said, that came to me is something that often will color. We we feel or we have leaned on for so long is this word resilience. This is something I learned in a conversation with the amazing Brittany Young of B360, my guy, the amazing Michelle State, doing great work, Maienfels Dad, kudos to him. We were having this conversation about Black and brown people needing to be resilient. And they challenged me on that. They said, well, why is it that we live in this time when we've been forced to be resilient for years after year after year after year. And a lot of times we take it as a badge of honor. That resilience, that silence. I'm going to get through it.
Yep.
I'm just going to get through it. I'm going to figure out a way to get through it. I'm just going to push on. I'm going to hope that tomorrow is better. I'm not kind of in the back of our minds, I'm not necessarily going to change what I do, but I'm going to keep pushing on. I'm going to keep being resilient. I'm going to keep being silent. Because silence generally brings this look of just a stoic amazingness. And that's not what, again, mental health, a big word, is. That's not what mental wellness is. We talk about the differences between, in my mind, mental health and mental wellness. For me, the difference between mental health and mental health to me is knowledge. It's understanding what the diagnoses are, what depression is, what anxiety is, understanding what suicide is, understanding what those things are. For me, mental wellness is taking the knowledge and then putting it into practice. A lot of times we use this resilience to make sure that we are strong enough to make sure that those we are connected to are okay. But sometimes it's that same resilience that kind of puts us in a darker place, because we're not seeking the help, we're not leaning on the right people, we're not utilizing the correct coping mechanisms, we're not finding, again, the people and resources we need to be at our best. So that silence, that leaning on resilience has been something that we have to modify. I'll say that. It's nothing wrong with being resilient. It's nothing wrong with being resilient. Please don't take that from what I'm saying. It is a bit of a badge of honor to be resilient, to be able to wake up every morning with a sense of gratitude, ready to attack the day and do what we need to do. There's no question about that. In addition to the resilience, we also have to make sure that we're putting additional things in place, additional resources in place, additional people in place, making sure our network is strong enough to put us in the best place. So yes, be proud of the resilience, no question about it. I don't want that to be misunderstood. Be proud of that resilience. But in addition to that resilience, make sure we're adding on those additional things, the knowledge and the understanding of where we need to be, the correct people in our circle, and the resources that we need to tap into to make sure that we're at our best.
So, we'll find out if there are questions and answers, and there may be, but you raised something interesting about resources. And we often think that folk who are well-resourced are almost exempt from suicide. And so, when I think about Regina King's son, right? Ian Alexander, I think about Mayor Kevin Ward here in this great state, right? I think he was the mayor of PG County, right? Hyattsville, that's right. I think about the young freshman, Mrs. Miller down in Texas. And so, so we think we have this notion, quite frankly, that having it all exempts us. Yeah. And I'd love to get your take on how we sort of shift the narrative. So, and I don't know what that looks like, or shift our language. Oh, they have it all, they wouldn't do that. Or where does that even come from?
So all those names, I gave a little bit of a chuckle, honestly, because literally in thinking about today and thinking about the weight of this conversation, I had to send my niece a text message. She's a freshman at Morgan. Freshman, she's a sophomore.
Get that right. Sorry, niece.
I had to tell her. I'm sorry. I had to just tell her, you know what, Raven, you are amazing. Raven, I love you. You are incredible. And the young ladies Alondra
Miller, yeah.
That's what made me think about her, my niece. this is a young lady who was just a little nervous about potentially failing some classes. She was nervous about letting her family down. And by all accounts, everything seemed fine. Everything seemed fine. She was a cheerleader. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember if she was maybe about to have to take a break from cheerleading, or maybe she was potentially going to be off the cheerleading team. I can't remember. But she had a full scholarship to her school. All of these things that from the outside we think are amazing. They're great. But that pressure of displeasing herself, displeasing her family was part of the reason. So I think that we also have to put the word balance in everything that we do. Meaning, I think it is appropriate for us to have expectations of our children. It's important for us to have expectations of one another, expectations for their academic aptitude. We want them to do great. We want them to put whatever is necessary to be put in place for them to be at their best. But while we have high expectations for their academic aptitude, again, we need to also couple that with high expectations for their wellness, for them being okay. One of the things I used to do as a teacher, and I find that teachers are doing it more now, and it makes me amazed. I love that they do it, is they'll call a parent and they'll ask, are you the mom or dad of Jeffrey? And I say, yes, I'm the mom and dad of Jeffrey. And then they'll say, I just wanted to let you know that Jeffrey did great. He had a great day today.
Wow.
He did awesome. He did amazing, right? So we have to get in the habit of giving people what I call something I used to teach kindergarten. I taught fourth grade as well. Roses and thorns. Give people their roses as well, right? Give people their flowers. Do it early. Give people a call and tell them that you're thinking about them. Let them know that they're doing great. That's what I thought about my niece. She's doing amazing. Like I said, at school, she goes to work. She's doing all these amazing things. But I'm like, you know what? I haven't taken a chance to just tell her, hey, I love you. You're doing a great job. You're amazing. I'm behind you. We are behind you. We're here to support you. And sometimes that's what our young people need to help them kind of get through those things. Another young lady, was it Miss America?
No, it was Miss USA 2019. It was Chelsea Chris.
Chelsea Chris.
Yes, Chesley.
Chesley.
Yeah, Chesley.
Her story was extremely powerful and impactful to me because she was living the kind of life many of us dream. Let me tell you. She was working, I want to say, for Extra. She was working the television show Extra. Yeah. She is literally, you know how oftentimes girls say, and if I could just meet Oprah, if I got a chance to talk to Oprah, she talked to Oprah. Yeah. I would love now, just knowing where this amazing queen of a woman is in her life, I would love to talk to Rihanna. She interviewed Rihanna. She spoke with Rihanna. So we have to really get to a point where we are taking notice of, again, calling a thing a thing. We talk about depression. And we talk about high functioning depression, right? And that's a good buzzword, right? It's something that in reading about Miss USA, I want to say her name, Chesley Chris, a little bit. That's what her family felt that she was coping with, she was trying to overcome. High function, going to work, giving these amazing interviews. Everything on social media was this beautiful smile and all the things that she was doing. But I'm sure there were times, and I'm speaking from my own experience of being diagnosed with and dealing with depression. I'm sure there were times where you're on that stage and you're making sure you're giving your all, you're giving 100%, and you go home and you gotta sleep for 12 hours. You're tired, trained. You can give all the energy in the world to the world because this resilience piece that has been kind of pushed on do what you have to do at work. Make sure that work is taken care of, right? I think fairly recently, we're starting to understand the importance of family also. So I can't go to work and perform and then come home and tell my wife for 2 or 3 weeks, no, I don't feel like going out on a date. I'm not going to be able to do it. I can't come home and say, No, I really don't want to play with my kids right now. God, I need some time. I need more time. I need more time. I need more time. So it's important that word balance again. Figure out ways to balance our lives so that we're able to obviously do what we can at work, but also be able to do what we can for our families, spend time with our families, with our children, and then do obviously what we can for ourselves as well. But yes, that high functioning depression, being able to go outside and look like everything is just fine, and your diet is off, you're eating at different times, your mood is up and down, or it stays at this consistent low. Just understanding that we have to figure out ways to consistently do what we need to do so that we're able to again heal from whatever it is, whatever these obstacles are that we're facing, and then be able to give the world again.
That's so good. It's so conflicting, right? Because recently there was an article. I know we got a couple of questions, and I'll make sure we get to those. Recently, there was an article about women in high functioning depression, right? And it's so conflicting because for Black women, we are told, do this, and make it happen. And guess what? We make it happen, right? I don't know where the magic comes from, but we do. So I hear you, and yes, it makes perfect sense. But I just, it's so conflicting. How do you not show up and play full out and it be okay, right? And yet you're not okay. So I love the notion around this whole naming a thing and then having conversation. I think we gotta continue this dialogue. And so that really wasn't a question, it was just a statement. And then I guess since they're paying me, we don't have a commercial break, let me get the next question.
So there are mental diseases.
Yes.
Schizophrenia, bipolar. Talk about a little bit about how medicines can come into the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. So my father was diagnosed bipolar disorder, manic depressive. So I found out later on that before he committed suicide, he stopped taking his medications. And the reality is, in our communities, oftentimes there is a quick no to medication. No, we're not going to take meds. When the reality is, again, life is not cookie cutter. What that means is there may be certain strategies we can put in place for some people. There may be certain coping mechanisms we can put in place for certain people. There may be certain items in the toolbox we can put in place for certain people. But the reality is there are certain people who may need medication. I liken it to, or the best kind of parallel I can run to it is taking my allergy medicine. For some reason, when I take my allergy medicine, everything's fine. When I take my nasal spray and I take my allergy medicine, everything is fine. When I get off my allergy medicine, I'm not taking it the way I'm supposed to. You hear the sniffles, you'll hear the little issues. So what I'm saying is the need for medication it's important. It's an important one to study. It's an important one to take advantage of, and not just we have to get out of the habit of pushing medication to the side because we don't want to take use of it. And again, it's interesting to me because a doctor will tell us, take your aspirin every day. My mom does it every day. Take your aspirin every day. But when it comes to medication for mental diseases, we want to completely stay away. And I think part of it, and of course I'm going to your expertise as well, part of it is that resilience factor. I'll be able to pull it together. I'll be okay. But the reality is sometimes medication is what is necessary to even ourselves out. I'll talk about that word balance. We may need it again. You may have some people who might need just some tools in the toolbox. Some people that might need a few coping mechanisms. But the reality is, medication is an important option that we absolutely have to use to take advantage of.
I'm so glad.
I hope that answers your question.
Oh, absolutely. I just wanted to make sure that we talked about that added piece in the whole mix.
No, No, I'm so glad we did, and I know we got another question. It's perfect. And you know, I was looking at you, and I looked at your glasses, and I was like, I mean, you know, everybody's prescription is different, right? He keeps them on all the time. I only wear mine at night, right? So you get what you need, and so we never say no that I can't see, right? And so, but I think some of that is we've got to figure out how we change the disdain and the viewpoint about medicine and about healing through different medicine. So thank you for raising that, and thank you for your yes, and I know that there's
I
another
was
question.
gonna ask a question, but just to piggyback off of what Ms. Alma said, is also not to, I think people have to understand the diagnosis, because at least if they understood it and they weren't resistant to it, I don't think it's anything wrong with finding out you have major depression or any of these things, but it's like just navigating through it. I had it before, I need to, wait, the signs are coming, I need to get help, I need to do this. I think people don't do that enough too.
I think that's important. I'm sorry.
No.
And I was also going to say, and we have to be, with therapy, medications, we have to be patient also. The reality is, we sometimes we'll take a medication and it doesn't work for us. So we have to be communicative about it.
Right.
This medication makes me feel this way. What is it that I need to do to make it? It could be dosage, it could be a little bit too much, may need a little more, or it could be a different medication that may work a little bit better. But the important thing is we have to be open to it, so that we can find, again, all of those potential solutions. We have to make them options for us so that we can.
And that's not any different than any other disease. Hypertension, you have to find the right combo.
So good.
You have to do, and it has to be almost individualized.
Absolutely.
And it's part of what we see is the stigma around mental health. It's the stigma around mental health. You know less because you've got glasses on. They're a little bit thick. No, they're not. But no. But so raising that is so significant, especially if that's an avenue where we need to. But we've got to change the language. Got to change the stigma.
And another thing that actually just brought to mind, the importance of changing the stigma. I'm going to be honest, in my personal experience and experiences that I've had with regard to COVID-19, this pandemic, I believe, has really opened up in mental health. And I'll say this, I'm a bit of, people generally can't tell, I'm a bit introvert. Right? Or I guess maybe ambivert. We're not going to get into all that, right? But during the pandemic, when things had shut down and I couldn't go anywhere, I was living the house. I was loving it. It was amazing. Again, didn't feel like I had food. Because sometimes it can be tiring to go out every day, especially when you're in the community and things of that nature, right? But I remember being kind of at the, I guess you will call it the height, because again, we're still transitioning through, we're still finding out things about it. But I had phone calls, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Some of my most extroverted friends, most extroverted colleagues and things of that nature. I get it now. I understand, because generally extroverted people they want the camaraderie, they want to be around people, sometimes how they get that energy boost, right? So there was this understanding of, so that's how you feel on a normal day. How I feel right now. It's literally the in-person. That's how you feel. And then obviously you have so many other, again, mental health diagnoses that people have been, again, diagnosed with following, not following COVID, but again, as we continue to transition through, you're talking about depression, you're talking about anxiety, you're talking about PTSD, you're talking about all these things, and you're talking about grief also, because of the loss, so much loss. And again, not just loss of life, yes, but also loss of the way we normally do.
Loss of community.
Loss of
which is
community.
critical for people of color. Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
I think even with the Maienfels Shop Talk, just being able to like count on that as an event that you do, that you discuss with your friends, because about how you're feeling and stuff
Yes.
makes a difference.
The love for community, absolutely. So are there any other?
So there was just two comments. One was just that it was good information that was from Dr. Tati, and there was another one from Cynthia Graves on Facebook, and she said it was good information.
Okay, good. Before we close out, I just want to make sure, were there any other questions? Okay. So no other questions, but you sort of mentioned this, but I think it bears repeating as we see ourselves. How do we create a platform for Black people to be open? And you said obviously to say suicide, to be able to say it,
Yes.
but to be open to talking about their trauma and mental health. And maybe not saying anything, but I don't know, but I know you've said to us to say suicide.
Yes.
But how do we create a real platform that people can wrap their arms around? What does that look like?
Obviously, literally what we're doing here, having a conversation, inviting different people to the table. Literally as we're kind of setting up, I'm watching everybody kind of, I'll move this chair, I'll put this here. I was watching the hugs and the love, and again, that sense of community, having that sense of community back is very important. I think conversation and dialogue is excruciatingly important. I remember that there was this, and I'm sure you're all familiar with it, there was a sexist tone with men who talk about women. They're always telling each other this and that. My hope is that we get to that. That's what men are supposed to do as well. Communication, talking openly. I'm supposed to be able to talk to my brothers, to my fellow kings, about the things that I am either disheartened about, or things that I'm feeling a little sensitive about, or things that I am struggling with, just as easy as I'm able to talk to them about going to get a drink, or whatever negative coping mechanisms. Again, it's okay to have a drink, but again, when it becomes obsessive, right? When it becomes obsessive, compulsive. I think we have to get to a place where dialogue is ongoing. We have to get to a place where, and the pressure for me has always been on specifically teachers, right? To be all things to all people, right?
Yeah.
I think that we kind of have to figure out ways to take that pressure off of them, but honestly, take on a little bit of that burden. Again, not trying to be, and I'm using it as a figure of speech, not taking on and trying to be all things to all people, but we have to be willing to do a little bit more. Simple things. When we ask someone how they're doing, be okay giving it a couple minutes so they can literally tell us how they're doing it, right? And also on the other end of that, being mindful about what it is that we say. Sometimes we paint ourselves into corners. I might give my card out, here you go, here's my card, please call me anytime. You don't mean that.
Yeah.
You don't. So be okay saying, hey, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. That's the way I communicate a little bit better. But my point is dialogue, open communication. It doesn't have to be all out transparency for a stranger with a stranger, right? But finding those circles and those networks of people who you can commune with, who you can be a little bit more open with, who you can be okay talking about some of your struggles with, and also being open to therapy, being open to medication, being open to trying these different things. A lot of times we fall short when we think we know how things play out with regard to, for instance, I remember therapy strictly used to be, from a movie standpoint, sitting on a couch. Sit on a couch, talk to someone. Sit on a couch, talk to someone. So different now. You can do it virtual, right? My therapist lives in Atlanta. Virtual. Therapists are open to saying, you know what, let's take this walk through the park. Let's take a walk through the park. That's going to help you move, being in nature. So being open to, again, therapy, being open to medication, being open to the options. But again, when you're talking about platforms, it's my belief, and we've come a long way in the past 5-10 years where athletes are starting to talk about mental health more. Entertainers are starting to talk about mental health more. That's a great thing. And I also believe that we are starting to talk about mental health more, and that's going to be important. Literally, the dialogue, the communication. And I think you said it best. We also have to make sure that we're not labeling people with that diagnosis, because again, it's supposed to be mental health. So when someone comes around the corner, we know that they are bipolar Get that word crazy out of your vocabulary. It's not about labels. You're bipolar. It's okay to be knowledgeable of it and understanding when there may be a mood shift and putting yourself out there to help that person if they're having an issue. But you don't want, just for instance, someone that's diabetic. Every time they have a little piece of candy, you don't want to smack the candy out of their hand because they're diabetic. Right. Yes, it's okay to kind of say, sometimes you do, but it's okay to be knowledgeable about it, but make sure that people aren't their labels. I know sometimes it might be a good idea. Leave that alone. But we have to make sure that people aren't their diagnosis, right? People aren't their diagnosis. They're people. They're people. So, and I think those are some of the things that will help us. Again, being diagnosed with depression, I'm very open about it. I'm very open about it. My hope is that people in general, yes, but men specifically, are able to say things, because honestly, the power is with you queens. You speak things, you talk about things, and it helps. And our men don't always do that. So I feel like, yet again, we gotta follow the lead of our sisters and figure out ways to talk about things, because again, that helps us with the dialogue. And again, when you talk about platform, that means that everybody is a part of the discussion. Everybody is on that platform. Doesn't just have to be the entertainers, doesn't just have to be the athletes, doesn't just have to be the therapists, doesn't just have to be the Black Mental Health Alliance, doesn't just have to be Kaiser Permanente. Everyone is having these discussions to a point where it becomes the norm that we're having the discussions. And the discussions are, again, mental health, having the knowledge base, so mental health based, mental wellness based, meaning not just the knowledge, but putting the knowledge into practice. Absolutely. And then understanding the diagnoses, the different diagnoses, being schizophrenic, but understanding the diagnoses and figuring out which ways I can help myself, what's going to work for me. So that, and then turning it, okay, so now that it's working for me, how can I be open to helping others do the same thing? So
wonderful. Thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough. This is sensitive, and we talked about that. And thank you for being transparent and open about your experiences, because I believe that is healing for other people.
Absolutely.
I think that keeps us and it helps us in such a way. And thank you for, without saying it, being able to help us talk to our children. Being able to help us talk to our children. And so we appreciate that. And
I put Sananda's Facebook information in the chat, and I put the link for Kaiser Permanente's resources, community resources in the chat.
Okay, great. I think you heard all of that. All of this amazing information is in the chat. Again, Sananda, we thank you. We appreciate you showing up and being great and playing full out. Again, we want to thank you to Kaiser, our partner in this work, to our host, and our speaker. I'm going to ask you at the end, you will see a Survey Monkey for those of you who are in person. Please make sure that there are cards and they have QR codes on them. Please make sure that you look at the link. And then again, right after the close of this meeting, there will be a Survey Monkey and that will open. So please complete that so that we can improve programming. This is our first time. Again, we're doing a relaunch, first time back in the shop, super excited about it. And it's my first time ever back in the shop. So your feedback is important. The next Mind Health Shop Talk you don't want to miss. I'm not even gonna tell you what it's about. That's how much you don't want to miss. It's Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. And again, please follow us. The link is in the, tell me 988 is a resource, 988.
Yes,
as a resource.
988 is the 3-digit number. It's crisis centered. It's for suicide crisis. And it's again something that we have to be mindful of. If it's okay, 741-741 also texting that.
So all of those numbers are still good,
Okay.
but 988 is like,
Yeah.
Okay. So all those numbers will still be functioning.
So hold on to that number 988, just like we know 911, 988 for mental health crisis, intervention resources, things of that nature.
If anyone's going through anything, you don't have to be the one to talk them down. You could give it to a professional. They'll come out. I think they come out and they also follow up with people.
So super excited. Again, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. You did a yeoman's job. We want to give you a hand for that. PMHA anymore. Again, thank you so much and good night. Oh, I'm sorry, were we supposed to do something else? Oh, okay, are we all? I'm sorry.
Smile and wave, boys.
So just going forward, I just need a